Before we continue, we have a special video from Dr. Waggoner.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Kay Waggoner, Superintendent of Richardson ISD, and it is both my privilege and my pleasure to welcome you to the meeting this afternoon. I regret that I'm not able to join you in person. I would be here if I could, but I have a conflict this afternoon. But I do want you to know that I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts and your reflections and your feedback. Hamilton Park has a tremendous legacy, and Hamilton Park has been a cherished part of this community for many years. And many of you attended school here, your children, your grandchildren have attended school here. Just a long-standing track record of being cherished and an integral part of this community. And the motto, which represents Hamilton Park for life, for leadership, for innovation, for fine arts, for excellence, has been a wonderful pathway for students to pursue the career of their choice, to pursue an application at the college of their choice, and it has been instrumental in the success of many young men and young women. So moving forward, our district is committed to sustaining and cherishing and promoting those things which have made Hamilton Park so special. And we're also committed to providing the resources and the technology and the staff development and any of those things that support the ideas that you have tonight to really make Hamilton Park as it is even better. And to cherish those things which are in place and to provide enhancements within those areas. So I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts, looking forward to hearing your ideas, looking forward to hearing your best thinking about this. So again, thank you for joining us this afternoon, and I wish you the best for a great evening. Thank you.
Well, I'm thankful that she could do this over video too, because I know she wanted to be here tonight and she came last week. And I'm glad that she was able to deliver that message over the video because the district is behind us. They are providing the resources necessary. We just need to move forward. And as I was thinking about Hamilton Park and how HPPM is so unique, I started to think about all of the programs that we have. We are the true pace setters. We have our L.I.F.E that we put in last year. That is the first interactive board room teaching learning environment for our students. This year we have restorative discipline. And real quick, I want to say thank you to Mr. Spiller because he was the one that was instrumental in securing the resources. We are the only school in our ISD that is piloting this, and I know other schools are looking forward to moving forward with restorative discipline. We have our REACH teachers here on campus. We have Give Me a Break. I think Tatanisha's here. All children are able to participate in our Give Me a Break. We have Tinker Fair, and we have Invention Convention. I mean, as I'm just rolling, and as all of the programs that we have. But tonight is a night that, like I said, we're here to move forward, to see what our next steps are for HPPM and to take us to the next level. And it may be technology, but it may be, right now, it's whatever you're thinking and your ideas. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and turn over the program to Mr. Freeman so we can get to the work.
Thank you, Dr. Freeman. I probably know most of you, and y'all probably maybe remember my face because I'm the person who does the information meetings. So we have met at some point in your lives at Hamilton Park, right? So, you know, one of the things that is inherent to magnet schools is the continuous improvement model. And part of what drives that is marketing, isn't it? Because we have to stand up in front of people and give them a reason to leave their neighborhood school and come to this school. And as a part of that, we're always enhancing a piece of the curriculum at every one of our magnet schools to create a unique focus that will draw people to that magnet school. And all of you have come to this school for a reason, right? Because you love this school, don't you? and you stay here because you love the school. And part of what has to happen in the continuous improvement of a magnet school is you have to balance staying cutting edge with the reasons people came to the magnet school in the first place and honoring what they're here for. So it's a balancing that we have to do, and that's part of why y'all are here tonight, is y'all can give voice to what's important to you at this school and what you would like to see enhanced as a part of that. Now, all of you know that Hamilton Park has a focus called L.I.F.E. And can you tell me what L.I.F.E. stands for, y'all? Leadership,
innovation, fine arts, excellence.
That's amazing. Now, if I could stand up in front of every magnet school and they recount it to me like that, you would all get gold stars. Right? Let me tell you something in terms of our discussion tonight. The purpose here isn't to blow up Hamilton Park's identity and start over. It's to build on what we've been successful with. And what y'all know we've been successful with is leadership, innovation, and fine arts. So what we're going to do tonight is go through some guided questions for you to discuss, and it's to hopefully lead you through the process of thinking about, why did I come here? What attracted me here? And then thinking about, what are the things that I would want to enhance at the school? And then what I'm going to ask you to do is to think of that within the focus of Hamilton Park, within leadership, innovation, fine arts, and excellence. And then I have to look at my third question. I'm sorry. Technology. One of the things that we can see coming, all of us can, is the technology. All of the kids coming up behind us, they are far more technologically sound than we are, you know. So part of what we want to consider tonight is, how can technology work within L.I.F.E. so that students are gaining the skills that they need to gain, but within that concept and focus of life that you already have, so that it prepares them for graduation. All right? Now, what we're not talking about tonight is extended day. Because y'all could talk about that all night, right? So what I don't want you to bring up tonight when you're in your groups is the word extended day. It's on a parking lot. We're going to have to talk about that in a different meeting, all right? So we're not talking about extended day, all right? Promise me, no extended day. Y'all will help each other with that, okay? The other thing that I want to encourage you to do is, y'all are the brain trust for us, for the district. You know why you came here, and you know what's best for your children, and you know what you love about this school, but you can also see how to enhance things. So you're the brain trust, but here's what I don't want you to get into, is just a wish list of nitty-gritty stuff, like more crayons and more this and more that, more this. I want you to open up your brains and think conceptually the big ideas, and allow the school, the administration, and other people to fill out the details for you. That way you can get through more information, because once you start down in the nitty-gritty, you know, well, how will that work, and how will this work? Then it just becomes, you get bogged down in the details. Just think of the big ideas that you would like to see. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And y'all have to help each other do that, because it's so easy to say, yeah, but you know, we just got to get everything on paper. Does that make sense? Now, what I know about people is they do better. They do better when they have a deadline, don't they? And we had thought we need about 20 minutes to work through these questions. You might need more time than that. But think of this in terms of 20 minutes. Now you're going to need about 5 minutes to move around, get to your groups, right? And another 5 minutes once we call time and get back here. So at about 7:15, 7:20, we should be finished. We should wrap it up. After y'all have your group discussions, then we're going to meet back in here and y'all are going to tell us the main ideas of what y'all came up with in your groups, okay? And then you can add some comments as we go. That way everybody hears what was said. Everybody, because when you hear somebody else's idea, it gives you another idea, so somebody might have another idea as we're talking about it, right? Good. Do you know what your 3 questions are? Yeah. You do, they're on your paper. They're also in your rooms. They're in your rooms. I was going to, yeah. Y'all can hear me, can't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I can talk louder than this. So here's the deal. You're going to split up into 4 groups, all right? They're pretty big groups. So I'm thinking that, see this half of the room over here? Right here, y'all are going to stay in here. Well, I need to make that a little bit bigger. Y'all are going to stay in here. Okay? Y'all. And then y'all right here, y'all are going to go to the back left art room. Do you know where that is? It's not the first one, it's the second one, right? Then over here, looks like I need to go right about here somewhere. Y'all go to the first art room. And then y'all are going to go to the teacher's room. Now, there are facilitators for your rooms. I'm going to need you to be a facilitator. I'm going to be in here. And I need the facilitators to grab markers before they walk into the room, all right? If you don't like who you're having to play with, you can always, there's going to be a big movement. Y'all can move around. But we need it to be equally distributed in terms of number of people, okay? All right. Y'all go.
Question. What attracted you to come to HPPM? Most of us agreed that the culture, the ethnic diversity of the school, and also the legacy. There was a fairly long discussion about how strong this school has been throughout the years, and how important it is for all of us as parents to continue that legacy, to maybe reach back even into the past and see some of the things that have happened throughout the years that have kept this community strong, this learning community strong. And maybe looking into the future, definitely, and trying to be as innovative as possible. But, so tying it all together, I guess, is what we're trying to say. Am I doing a good job, team? Okay, cool. So with regards, yes, with regards to how would you enhance our identity to help us stand out? We talked about, one of the mothers brought up the issue that being innovative is not necessarily always going to be tied to technology. Being innovative may just mean that we need to be cutting edge in terms of different practices in education in general. And along those lines, we had mentioned that, for example, some programs are being designed based on research that has happened, throughout the last 20 years about the importance of recess and extended physical education programs that will allow our children to have time for them to interact with each other and develop their social, emotional skills, the importance of character building. Sometimes we notice that we're trying, in our desire for our children to be excellent academically, we tend to focus on putting their noses to the book. Well, it turns out that children need a little more than that. They need interaction. They need time to relax their minds, get their minds out of the work itself. And so we had talked about that. Also, we talked about the importance of communication. As a learning community again, and getting the parents involved in the community, the importance of being able to communicate through many different ways. Maybe using all of social media, that's one option. or texting, calling, and using all of the different methods that we could to communicate the activities and the different initiatives that are happening. We also talked about the importance of making sure that when it comes to recruiting, perhaps teachers and faculty members and administrative personnel, the importance of recruiting people who will stay here, who will be committed in the long run. Something was said about the difficulties that there have been in the past few years of retaining leaders, and specifically it was mentioned the principal's position. There has been a very quick turnaround the last few years. Well, we all recognized the importance of just having people who are committed to that position in order to keep that legacy strong. What else? Y'all can correct me. Anybody who was in the team, please correct me if I'm missing something important, okay? I'm trying to go through this real quick. Yes. How can technology work within life? So we realize that a big part of the identity of this school has to do with fine arts.
To summarize, is this your? No?
Not my handwriting, but it's my group. All right, I was kind of hoping to go later so that y'all could have said everything. I could have just highlighted the stuff you hadn't said yet. Okay, for the first question, which was,
why are we here?
yes, why are we here? I think he covered the diversity, definitely. It had a great reputation, it had in-house reach, the grade level programs, the fine arts, the
Class size?
class size, big deal.
Two
At
TAs?
one point, it was that the teachers all had 3 or 5 years experience, and that was a big draw. And then, of course, there's the fact that we have Waylon Walker. He's not allowed to retire. Oh, and Spanish, that we're one of the few only campuses that has Spanish for everybody. All right, so question 2.
Enhance your identity.
Here, the live, okay. Let's see. So with the L, student mentors, 6th grade buddies, for the younger grades, kinder and first. I remember when my son was in 1st grade, they had 6th graders come down, or 5th graders help them carve pumpkins. It was a really fun experience. Long-term staff retention was a big thing. If you're having people in and out, you're not building any sort of community, you're not building any sort of relationship. So, maybe a 3-year contract or make them commit.
With an incentive for tuition reimbursement for masters.
Yes, tuition reimbursement for your masters, something.
No nitty gritty, we'll let you guys figure that out.
Yeah, that's nitty gritty. Teacher incentives. Okay. And more in how to get the right staff. We talked a lot about that. Let's see, what is this? We talked about leadership, speech, debate, presentations, public speaking. All of these things are really incredibly necessary for everything you do in life. Oh my gosh, I'm up here in front talking to all of you guys, see? And I'm not this person. We like the use of like smart boards to free the teacher, to give them the ability to roam the classroom, teach the way they feel best, and have. Am I still on L?
No, well, they have different letters.
It's all right.
But they're not in the order. They
Okay.
have letters next to them.
All right. Oh yeah. So this one. Okay. All right. So I think that was that. And then technology.
Two full-time counselors, 2 full-time art teachers.
We're not done with the second question. 2 full-time counselors, 2 full-time art teachers, maybe 2 assistant principals.
Yeah. Two.
We talked about having a full-time computer teacher and having computer lab or some sort of computer coding.
Which we used to
keyboarding.
have many years
Yes,
ago.
we used to have that. Be part of the specials rotation. And they used to have a student design webpage. I had a team, so I mean, they had some great things. It sounds really innovative, but apparently we've done it before.
How about going to the next one?
All right, so we talked about photography in art. So if we had the technology in art, we could do digital media, film, use technology that way.
I can't think of anything that
Definitely
you guys
keyboarding.
have not already touched
Keyboarding
on.
for
What attracted to
everybody.
HPPM, history,
We had
diversity, class size, reach on campus, robotics is something that wasn't mentioned. We have robotics here at HPPM, and some of us were drawn to that. Leadership opportunities, strong PTA, better advanced academics, impressive staff, enrichment clusters, career connections, science classes, let's see, colorful energy in the building. The staff and the building was something that enticed a lot of us to come here. And then there's Mr. Walker. Yeah, don't ever leave. Okay, the second question, how would you enhance our identity to help us stand out? Flexible grouping opportunities, Beta Club, I don't remember if Beta Club was mentioned, peer mediation, Richardson leaders to mentors. We talked a lot in our group about mentoring, about bringing the older kids down to the younger classroom and providing those leadership opportunities for them, and then also at the same time providing opportunities for our younger kids to see that, hey, they can strive to become a leader in the classroom and the HPPM community, and then broaden that by having them do leadership opportunities in the neighborhood and in the area, in the district. Student council, pipeline mentorship. Mentorship came up so much in our group. Focus on good citizenship, which we are really doing with our restorative discipline. Inclusive, not excluding any groups of students at our school. Debate team, student uniforms came up in our. I don't remember. With regard to innovation, we talked about teacher empowerment, letting the teachers teach what or how they would like to teach. We talked about focusing on fitness and brain breaks. We didn't necessarily talk about extra recess, but we talked about just movement. Maybe that is the form of some extra recess, and we can be innovative by bringing that to our campus. We talked a lot about emotional intelligence. I don't think that came up. Project-based learning. Creative learning and access for students to use the internet. We talked about the STEAM program. We talked about outdoor learning, hands-on instruction, environmental learning. With fine arts, you guys talked about it already, 2 full-time art teachers. We talked about drama at the primary level. We don't have drama at the primary level now. Utilizing music in the classroom, all-inclusive performances. So our performances that our students do, why not have them create those performances with their own hands? Have them really work on those performances along with our teachers. Art history, music appreciation, and then with excellence, we talked about community service. I don't remember if that has come up already. Vertical alignment to the secondary magnet. So we have some great magnet programs at West and Westwood, and a fantastic magnet program at RHS. And why not utilize those programs, bring some of that, some of those programs down to our level, and then we can kind of, we'll scratch your back, you'll scratch our back with them. And then some differentiation in the classroom we talked about, and then outreach and community support. Just going out into this community, into people who may not have kids at HPPM, but they're still a part of the Hamilton Park community, doing some outreach for them. And then the last, how can technology work with us here at HPPM? Smart boards in the classroom, coding, I don't remember if coding came up, keyboarding. Parent education for technology is something that we talked about. Educating parents on the different technology that's available. Technology is changing instantly, it's always changing. How can we help parents keep up with that so we know what apps are good for our kids, what apps are not so good for our kids? Skyping with other classrooms, maybe in different countries. We talked about real world connections. How can we apply technology to the real world? Our kids might know how to use an iPad, but do they really know how to get what they need from the applications that are available to them? And then we want a 3D printer. And I think that's technical education classes for our students too.
Why
they
are you
actually
here?
know
You
how
guys
to
covered
do
that
it.
so well, so many other things, but I think what our group had that I didn't exactly hear stated was higher standards. We have higher standards for all of these things, whether it be specials or class size or reach or whatever. So that was one of them. When you move into how could we enhance leadership, we pretty much covered that with mentorship and programming. Innovation was ways to move at your own pace. So the kids that are moving fast on some subjects and slow on others, that you've got some flexibility in the classroom to be able to do that. And experiential learning, probably changing the face of the classroom and the building to somewhat to make those things happen, to make movement happen in the classroom, to help kids work in small groups. Excellence, the same way we have reach for every kid and give me a break, let's look at Abbott for every kid and organization skills that really help them succeed in junior high and high school. And community leadership, opportunities to be leaders here in the school community and in the community at large as appropriate. And fine arts was maybe interact with some local artists, bring in have a grade level genre where all the kindergartners learn choral and all of the second graders learn sculpting or something that, you know, they study that as a way we bring out some more fine arts. That's life. And technology, we had a lot of the same actual technology things, but a lot of what we wanted to do was not do technology for technology's sake, to have it really tie into the learning process and to take it beyond the technology so that the kids leave 6th grade with some social skills and some life skills and those soft skills that employers are looking for. Is that it, guys? Okay.
Can I say one more that we thought was really big?
So
It's going to be
fast.
fast. Talk as fast as I
I'm
can.
going to hold on to the microphone.
Okay.
I am.
I'm going to hold it with you. Another one that we came up with that we talked about in our group is 6th grade being laid out more like a junior high, so that wing, they do things like set up AP class situation, more organization, more switching not just with their class from one room to another, but actually moving around so that when they go to junior high, they have that experience that either nobody else has or we were pace setting and setting that up.
One of the things I don't want to forget tonight is for y'all to give it up for the PTA and the fantastic organization they've done, and Prudence and her crew.
Ashley Davidson and all her children.
Good. The next thing that we want to do is Darwin Spiller is going to talk about next steps. All right? And then we're going to be out of here.
And I have one.
I'm going to be brief. You all, first of all, you know, I reflected back as I traveled from room to room, and I reflected back on my first year as a principal. And this was a very similar process that I used, and because I was new to the school in that role, having transitioned from teacher to AP to the principal. And what was very important for me when I transitioned this new administration in was to stay committed to the work. Because Hamilton Park, as I've grown to learn in my 3rd year being here at this school as executive director, is a very special place. It's a very special place to me because I know a lot of the people here in the community and just very connected with the vibe, I'm gonna call it, that happens here at this school. So this process, as I transitioned new principal in, was a very perfect time because when we did the principal profile, it was probably well over 50 characteristics that a good principal needs to be. And I remember sharing with the Reflector Committee, I said, now guys, I need to count on you. Because nobody comes in, not even me, and I'm good. Nobody comes in, notice with all of that, it's going to take time. And that transition, and one parent, I think she's in the orange back here waving at me, she said it beautifully as I walked into one of the rooms. I think it was Miss Jefferson's room. Yes. They had a lot of character.
A lot of humble people here.
But one thing that I really wanted you all to know is that this process, as we capture this feedback, is very instrumental. I played a dual role here, a listener, an observer, and I act as a liaison to represent the superintendent cabinet that can't be here. Because I'm here a lot, and everybody knows that I'm here a lot, and I'm committed to being here a lot. Whether I have 13, 14 schools, I'm a worker bee, because I want this right. And the vibe and the energy, the neighbors, the community, the teachers, everybody here made this night, this workshop, such a great success. So I want to do this. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for that. So just real quickly, so a lot of you, of course, have been emailing Dr. Trimmer because look at all these posters and all this work that's up here. This is a lot. So somebody has to come organize all of this so we can set that North Star for Hamilton Park. Some of this will be done in a year, 2 years, 3 years. But if you ask her to be on the committee, we're going to consider everybody. Because we don't want anyone to feel like they can't give a voice. What that committee would do, we'll make sure it's K-6 aligned, community members, neighbors, because that committee is going to be charged with organizing all these ideas and putting it together. I'm not trying to scare, run away, but we really didn't want to do any next step until we did this step first. But I really want to stress this. This was my ultimate thing. Considerations and deliberations does not mean a final decision has been made. If I don't say anything tonight, make sure you know consideration and deliberations like we're doing does not mean a final decision has been made. However, it gives us something to look forward to. Marketing is coming up February 24th. We want to put the right things in our marketing tools. I've been working in conjunction with communication to make sure that they are very integral in the process of communicating what's happening here. Once that committee convenes and put these ideas together in a 1 to 5 year process, present them to the local school council. Here's the beauty. As we look ahead, I know a lot of first grade parents, second grade parents, we're going to make sure these ideas are in the campus improvement plan. The campus improvement plan is reviewed annually. There's a team of people. We train the principals every year on that. When you embed these types of ideas in the campus improvement plan that you review annually and throughout the year, it makes it become life. It makes it become a part of the process, not just a day on January 27th we did it. Y'all cool with that? I really appreciate that because it's going to take time to get this done, but I have great faith that this community, and I've networked and talked and visited with so many of you all. And a lot of people may have had friends or conflicts. Email Dr. Trimmer. She takes every email. We'll make sure we input the feedback. But let me tell you something about me before I get off the mic. I am a competitor. Ask anybody that knows me. I like to win. I like good things. I like to set the pace. So you have the right executive director, I tell you that. I tell you that. You don't have to worry about that. But one thing in my conversation with Dr. Waggoner, as we were touring the building, and as I'm looking at things differently, because I told you all this year I'm looking at things very differently, because this meeting was the perfect time. It couldn't have happened at a better time. The discipline that's in place, the extended day committee that we'll formulate. But then when you look at the possibilities of this campus, it is refreshing to know that we had a moment like this. So mark this day. I know you already got pictures and cameras and videos. Mark this day, and I don't want you to put this day away, because if we need to come back and visit these ideas, we will. I just don't want you to think anything is a closed process. So I appreciate each and every last one of you, even you, Waylon. I tease Waylon. Waylon and I go way back. Waylon observed in my 6th grade classroom when he was transitioning to get into the education. I said, here they go. They were a handful. But again, on behalf of the superintendent and cabinet, I stand before you today to say I'm very proud to be your executive director, and I must see this forward every step of the way. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Spiller, and thank you for outlining our next steps. We will be getting together with all of this work. It's the work. Now we're going to work on the work. But my last announcement that I wanted to say is I hope that I see everyone next Wednesday night. We are going to be having parent training on restorative discipline. Kevin Curtis, and help me out, he's TEA. Oh, you can't help me out. He has no voice, so he can't. He's from TEA. We are getting the presenter here next Wednesday night. So it'll be from 6 to 7:30. We will be having complimentary child care. Please come, because you can now learn what we've been doing and what we've been practicing in the last month. And it has been beneficial, and we have seen positive changes, and you can ask the teachers and they can tell you. And I hope your students are feeling it too. But thank you once again for coming out tonight. I was very excited. People were asking me this morning, how are you feeling? And I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready to work on the work. And so I'm looking forward to it. And thank you once again to PTA for providing all of the snacks and putting it together. Have a nice night tonight.